Okay, good morning. This is Simon with TRADEnPERFORM Coaching. Important disclaimer and reminder for all traders and investors. The webinar is for educational purposes only and not a recommendation to buy or sell any particular financial instrument. Equities, futures, options, and currency trading have large potential rewards but also large potential risks. You must be aware of the risks and be willing to accept them in order to invest in the futures and options markets. Do not trade with money you cannot afford to lose. The website is neither a solicitation nor an offer to buy or sell equities, futures, or options. No representation is being made that any account will or is likely to achieve profits or losses similar to those discussed in this channel. Past performance of any trading system or methodology is not necessarily indicative of future results. Absolutely consult your registered financial advisor and your risk trading plan before ever investing or trading any financial instrument. Hold on one second. Let's get look at profiles real quick. Ha! I pressed it and it did nothing. That's not good. Let's do this. Well, it's not. It's just not. Doesn't want to show up. This is odd. There's ES. We'll do that in a second. Let's do NQ. Ah, there it is. Pretty simple to do the profile stuff when it's like this. I mean, what else can you say, right? Overnight. I mean, that is, it's one timing on the overnight and the day time frame. Look at that. So here's the cool thing about this, right? You want to know when it's the first clue that we might be short? Here. Put a line at the low. If you impulse move below that low, that's step one, right? Step two, from a more tactical perspective, you have to trade below yesterday's low, which means you have to go through and get through all these single prints, right? Yes, Globex low is below yesterday's high, so I would argue you're going to have to get both below yesterday's high and, hold on one second. Oh, no, I meant snap to high. Snap to high. There we go. So you're going to have to get below yesterday's low and below Globex low. And the rule there would be easy. Consolidate for 30 minutes underneath. Natural target becomes the volume and TPO points of control. Right? And then value area high, value area low. And we know that overnight that the value, the unfair pricing overnight has consistently provided support initially in the morning. If you look at almost every day, it's been like that almost every single day. There's that. Copy and move. Yesterday's value area low. You can see from here when we can see once we consolidated. See, once we consolidated above that backside test of the Globex high, and specifically that anomaly there, once we got above it, you can see how it became support from the overnight session. And we take this, move it up here. So, and then the unfair pricing. You can obviously see we're in the middle of the unfair. We're trading right 19,621. So, let's see if we have anything else. I don't have anything. I mean, you really got to trade below 19,374 to change the character from a larger perspective. Obviously, I'm open to an open drive one way or the other, and that's the chart. There's not much more to say. I'll post that really quick. Hold on 1 second here. So there's one. Here, let me post this really quick. Trying to catch up. Cool. Thank you, Peter. Good morning. That's NQ. And ES is pretty much the same story, right? So we'll just keep an eye on ES, but there's just no sellers there, right? There's just no sellers. So let's see what else we have. I know I wanted to cover. Give me just 2 seconds. Dun, 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 dun. I apologize. I got to think something through really quick. Okay, I'll take care of that in a second. So what I wanted to cover was the trend day down part. I've loaded it in. This is the important part. So let's go find a trend day down. So I want to show you what this looks like. Okay, here. We can do it with trend day up. It'll work just the same. So see over here where we start ripping to the upside like this. And then right here, this machine starts giving us right there. So this is back at the end of the day on the 31st, right? So it starts giving us a short signal, right? And you go, so the first thing you should notice, right, if you look at this chart, is context. So if you look at this chart for context, right, you will see that we've already started trending up. So how it impulse moved up, and then it goes short there, right? And you're going to see, right? So now look what happens if you take your shorts. So just go through it, right? Stop. Stop. maybe scaled. It was pretty quick. And if you can't tell that it's trending up, right, that it's reversed, stop. This is the end of the day, 2 bars. But you have to be able to see that there's absolutely no rotation in that trade. And we've obviously, like, look, we went trend down, V-shaped up and reversed and came back up is what we've done there, right? So this is important. This doesn't happen this will happen on strong trend days up where you'll get the sell signal. You've got to make sure there is rotation and slack in the line. I don't have a better way of describing it. It just turns and burns, and every short you take in there is going to smoke you. Now, with that being said, whether it's trend day down or trend day up, the way that you reduce the number of stops or which chart you're going to take, okay, is that you get a no supply, no demand bar in front of that arrow, okay? So that's important, so you should write that down. The way you avoid getting slaughtered is once that goes, or in any situation, make sure there's a no supply, no demand, certainly within 2 bars, but you really want it right there, right? So you still end up with a stop, but it stops all the other stops along the way. Now, there's going to be some people, I'm raising my hand, they're going to take that stuff anyways and get stopped sometimes, right? The other thing that you're looking for, and this is super important, is you go to the 75 cent when it's in this mode. What you're really looking for, and I'm not going to pull it over right now, when I see it in real time I'll show you because it takes too much time to coordinate it. Look for the 4x4s in the prints, meaning you have a 4-digit on the left side and a 4-digit on the right side. That's the other thing that you're looking for on the turn. So now I'm going to give you the other side of this coin. See, when we were trending down, that buy signal is going to print here somewhere. Somewhere in here we will get a, hey, go long signal, I think. There we go. So that starts all the way back here. When we slow grind trend all the way down, there we go. So at starting at 854, right here, so get context, okay? So first of all, what are we looking at? You've already started off, that's the 830, you've already started off with impulse move. It rose, sold off, and we are driving lower pretty hard, right? So obviously there's econ right before. So what are the 2 things I'm looking for? I'm looking for the 0 in the lower corner, a absorption signal, which is the white diamond, and the no supply, no demand. And I'm looking for that green bar. So this, hypothetically, if I was willing to take it at 855, which usually I'm not, that's the first entry, right? Still blue. Second entry, 0, no supply, no demand, go. It'll get hard here, don't worry. So what I'm using to guide myself, since I know I'm in trend day down, is I don't want to enter unless I have a no supply, no demand. So even though this works, I'm not going to take it, right? Because it's clear at this point we're in open drive lower, right? The exception to that, by the way, is if you have stacked imbalances down, stacked imbalances up. But let's just stick with if you need a simple rule to do this, you want a no supply, no demand right in front of the bar that you are taking, right? Now, hypothetically, you could have argued this was it, so just count that as a stop. It was right before the bottom of the hour, okay? This is the next potential trade. There's no 0 here, no trade. And you'll notice no blue arrows. Purple bar, 0 trade, arrow, long, 935. I'm giving you the formula that will reduce stops, okay, in hard trend down. We know what it looks like we're usually not mystified. I'm giving you the formula for what you're looking for. Now, here's where people will get upset, right? Well, this worked, and this worked, and that worked, and there was not a no supply, no demand in that combo, and this worked, right here. You'll have to make a judgment call on it. My suggestion is, if you don't want to get clobbered, right? So there's a zero buy that got stopped, and then you had to take the trap back in. They both had no supply, no demand, but it'll reduce the number of times you're firing on the trade. And if you haven't figured out that we're in trend day down by now, right, you're kind of sunk anyways. Like no signal or algo is going to defeat straight up trend day down. So the answer to that is no supply, no demand in front of the bar when we're driving straight up and when we're driving straight down. For today, we are neither in a buy condition nor a sell condition. We are opening up inside. This is where we're trading right now. We're inside the range, right? Unfair pricing is up here and down here, right? And look, we've been up a bunch of days in a row, right? Yesterday was really just clobbered the crap out of the shorts. It's a huge move, right? My suggestion is on like the third, fourth, and fifth day up, just see if they'll settle it out and give us some clean setups. Maybe start with a lower trade size, or at least look at how the PA is trading. Does anyone have any questions about the straight up, straight down deal? Yeah, Joyce, it's very simple. Go to F6. Go to where it says VSA, no supply, no demand. Maybe it's down here. VSA, no supply, no demand. Go to your settings. Go to your subgraph. And change it to color bar hollow on both of these. That's how you do that. Color bar hollow on both of these. And thank you for putting that just in the general chat. It really helps me. That's how you do that. Okay, so I'm just glad you're feeling better. So that's my 2 cents about that, right? I don't show any econ. I'm gonna go look again. I don't show any econ this morning. Like I said, it's yelling at 11 a.m. Bond auction at noon. 30-year. And then you have a... So that whole 11 to noon, I'll just be skipping that. There's no point anyways. Anyone else have any other questions before we open? Did that help? So no one should say, hey, I took 20 stops in a row, and then 2 or 3 is your control, right? If you get whacked, and you have to be able to see that it's open drive lower. This won't help you with open drive lower or open drive higher. Or straight down, straight up. You just have to recognize it. Just like yesterday when I said don't fade it. Don't do it. And then the key to that, again, on those turns is looking for the big print on the 75-cent footprint. That is the key to that whole freaking deal. It makes a huge, huge difference. So I'll be looking for that today too. And then let's see what we can do. I've got to set up my... Damn, what do I need to do? Hold on one second here. And we are about to open. And open we are. Grind, 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 grind. Everyone wants in on the party. Oh, sorry. You're right. Forgot. Better? It's on 3 days. slow grind, drive, constant bid, shorts are out of place. We need a break to get down to get some good location lower, but they don't want to do it. So that's okay. We haven't tested Globex high or Globex low yet. So there's nothing that says, hey, they got to come in and sell it, right? It's not like it's like, oh, that's mandatory. You've got to get below 19,630 now for any chance to roll lower. That's like currently my line in the sand. And if you'll look in the dome, you'll see that they're all built up inside of that, right? So I mean, I'm sure whenever it breaks, it's just going to go down to the downside, right? Everyone will hit the doors at the same time. And that level's from 42, by the way, is the top of that. That's where all the volume is. Here, there's no secret to it. I was looking for where the 4x4. See, they tried to sell really hard right here. Right, and here. See, it went 4x4. 1, 2, 3, 4 levels of big selling right there, and that guy got stuffed. So guess what he wants to do when he comes in? He wants to cover. See how they're absorbing? He's absorbing the push back in, right? It does not mean we can't go lower. It just means these guys try to sell really hard in here, and so they're gonna have to push through them, right? So he's covering, which is why it's absorbing in that area. We are, in the meantime, we're in the middle of the channel. We're not at an extreme. And that was the first test back into that. You would expect them to respond from there. And you know you've got to get below 19,630 to go lower. And this is my resistance on top right now. This guy is stuck. So 57 to 60. Just grinding, guys. Grinding, grinding, grinding. Buy programs are all on. So let them be on. 10-minute window where it's chop a lot. Absorption, absorption, absorption. You got to get past those dudes or they're not going lower. Yes, trucking on down. Telling you, this is going to be resistance on the backside test if they get back to it. If we break. It's pretty tempting to keep trying to press that 30 back up, but I don't trust the the thing. And I'm probably wrong about that. We're just up so much so quick. I'm not bearish. I just like to see someone shake the tree a little bit. And I may be so wrong about that, right? But I have no buy indication, sell indication, nothing on my 24. I'm inside on the 24 tick. I have, when we can't get outside the channel, up or down, right? So, yeah, I can just wait. I did not, Dan. We're just chopping gap up inside the range and inside the and there's no rotation. Like it's just grinding. Correct. I didn't do anything. And look, it's right in that 8:50 to 9 o'clock window where I always get kiboshed. I don't like getting kiboshed. Kibosh sucks. I don't even know the guy. And of course, what are we going to do? Runner. So I'm being clear, guys, so there's no confusion. I do not want to trade inside this range. I want it to break out, test Globex high or Globex low, and I don't want to get chopped. And the day after Fed is often very, very hard, and Janet Yellen's on tap, and she tends to tie up the market. ES is going down, NQ is going sideways. I don't want to trade that market. It's too hard for me. So I'm not, basically, is what I'm saying. I don't understand why people drive this thing up when one's down, one's up. Okay, we're gapping. It's like the 500 billionth point up. It just needs a reset. I'll just wait till it gets the reset. Like that's very, very, very important concept for me. Dan, I'm waiting for this thing to turn blue or for it to get an extension or something. It's usually balance the day after. It's usually balance, right? It's usually balance. So I'm waiting for them to give me some balance. Or something. Move it a little bit. Don't get chopped up here. That's for sure. I mean, look at it. It's like, okay, we'll chop it here. We'll chop it there. We'll chop it everywhere. So aggressive shorts are hoping for a backside test of this area. First point of control. See, the first time they had the point of control, it was all under purple bars. Now they've got the gray bar underneath. You're hoping for a backside test up here, but usually once you get that gray bar, bye-bye. That's why I wasn't taking my longs. Shake that tree, baby. Look at ES. No life to it. None. Straight trend down. This thing's probably not going to come to life till Yellen speaks, is my guess. So I'm on total chill mode. Hey, Dan, if you can figure this puzzle out right here, this right here totally suits your smaller time frame trading that you use. That bar is the release bar. So usually what I want is that release bar and test back up, but you don't always get it, and then it gives you immediate evacuation out of the building. Look for someone to try to hold that 19,580 coming up to Globex lows. You know all those retail traders are going to be going, it's Globex low. Got to get me in on some of that. And they'll probably front run it. No rotation. Actually, the low is 82.75. Sorry, my bad. 82.75. Here comes that 82.75. Oh, we're looking for longs. You're looking for longs, guys. You're looking for zero buys. Um, Blue arrows up, etc., etc. Just remember, if it starts grinding, you still need rotation. That's the only thing we're missing here, right? So no supply, no demand on trend down, which is kind of what we've broken into. Within range, we're underneath prior day's high. So that's what we're looking for. It's not an automatic, oh, there's a blue light, let's buy. There's a zero buy, so the 86.75. And then if it stops you, right, have a limit as to the number of trades you'll take, or wait to see an impulse move and then a retrace. One of the two. Do not guess that that bar is going to stuff that, right? Would be my suggestion. Again, ES has no rotation. And this can go quite a long time. Okay, it's not like, oh, there's blue light, let's go. We need the setup. And if you want to see what the chart looks like overnight, $540 is the bottom of that unfair pricing from yesterday. And again, I have to have all the pieces there, and I don't here, right? I just don't have the zero buy, which is, or the no supply, no demand with the arrow up. So I'll just wait patiently. If it bounces without me, bounces without me, and we are in trend down. So also observe if we get the arrow down up here, does it extend lower? We're trend down within a day by day trend up, right? That day after. So the other thing to do is go look at your 30-minute time frames like this. And see when we're getting underneath something or into something. So clearly, see right here, there were sellers here. Like you don't need a freaking big deal to tell. 49 to 38. There were sellers there. You can just see, bam, bam, bam. So guess what? There's probably buyers, at least for a scalp, somewhere in that area, right? Proper target is the volume pointing control back down. This is the first step, getting below Globex low. Now we want to see if we consolidate underneath for half an hour and hold underneath the 89 to 80 level for half an hour, in which case I'd bring up this, and then come in and examine these single prints down below here. Okay? But there's no indication to me, the way I normally trade, there's no indication to me that says, hey, let's go and freaking trade this thing. Right? Like, let's be mega aggressive, pull out the guns, it's time. This is where we get paid. One up, one down, one up, one down, one up, one down. To me, that says take it super easy, don't smoke your account, right? And don't get funny. Right? So this part of recognizing this, Sean, when we talked, yeah, we've got the indicator that says look for the long. There's the zero buy print, by the way. But, right, you need everything else to fall into line, okay? Everything else to fall into line. Now, if you want to try, there's a zero buy and it's going to be an arrow up, right? At 82, it would be 82 and a quarter. That's fine. Reduce your size so if it stops you, it's not the end of your account or the end of your day, right? ES still can't get a net bar on it for like half an hour. This saves you money in your account, right? This saves you money in your account. And then the other thing to do is come over here and wait till you see a big print to the upside over here, right? That's the other piece of the puzzle. Wait till you see them accumulating or absorbing, whatever freaking word you want to use, I'm fine with it. In here where you're getting see how they had 4 digits on the left side, 4 digits on the right, 4 digits on the left is the key. Here we come into that support area right here that I was talking about earlier at this 50. And no one gets in pain. Not losing is winning. Blue arrow up, it's not with a no supply, no demand, so you have to make a decision as to whether or not you want to trade that. I know I want a no supply on a trend down. I'm being very clear so no one's confused, right? I'd rather miss the trade or take the stop with the no supply, no demand there than take it randomly and get my ass beat and go, I didn't know it was going to keep dropping all day long when there's an abundance of no rotation in this market, right? It's telling me there's no rotation. Usually when you get a big AB move like that too, we usually, just like on the AB leg up, it usually comes out and takes the high, usually comes back and takes out the low. So you don't feel in a rush or compelled to force your hand, right? So you don't feel in a rush or compelled to force your hand. You do not have to trade every day, and you can pick your best environments. And our best environments are when the thing goes up and down 20 and 30 points, or when we get to a low, right? When we get to a low and there's a no supply, no demand, and when we get those big builds on the 75-cent footprint, which we do not have right now, not even close, right? Not even close. And what you should be viewing this as psychologically as your respite, your relaxation to go, hey, I don't have to fight these dudes here. I don't have to put it on because I know when I get it, I'll see it. I'll see that build in volume. I'll see the back and forth. I'll see ES. Look at ES still like swimming with the fishies with lead boots, right? Let it develop for you so you're not getting crushed, right? It's the best thing I can tell you. I have no doubt that we'll go up at some point. What we are not trying to do is that we're not trying to trade every move in the market. We're trading our setup. And sometimes our setup comes and aligns with the move in the market, and sometimes the market moves without our setup, and that's okay. I know that this area is in general a support area, right? I marked it off earlier. We're below Globex low. We are into value area high. Usually you would expect a bounce out of here. So cool. Give me the setup then. If I don't have the setup, I'm all right, right? Show me some life in the market, right? Besides one direction up and one direction down. I've already accomplished my first goal, and what's that? I didn't get smoked from 668 to 537, 140 points of rotation, right? And I'm not going to be bearish at the high of the market, so this was the best I could do. That's acceptable to me.